For years, CPE has been one of the biggest players in the turbo market, and everybody knows on the turbo engine like the EcoBoost here, a downpipe is a great way to make power. So today we're going to install one of CPE's high-flow downpipes on this 2014 Focus ST. CPE offers two different versions of the downpipe for your 2013 through 2018 Focus ST. On my right here is going to be the high-flow catted version. On my left is going to be the catless version. Now they're both going to be a 3-inch pipe featuring their Titan coating, which not only strengthens the metal, also is very, very durable and looks great at the same time. Now the kit's going to come with gaskets for installation, a reducer if you're running a 2.5-inch pipe, or you can run direct if you have a 3-inch pipe, and then all hardware for installation. Now between the two pipes, if you're going with the catless pipe, it does include a non-fouler as well to set it up properly, so it should not trip your check engine light. Now these do have two different versions of the flex pipe. Your street pipe, your catted pipe, has a nice heavy-duty double woven version, and then the race pipe has this chain link, which is even more durable and even more flexible for race applications. Again, this will be a direct replacement for your factory downpipe. For this installation with a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet, 15mm socket, 13mm socket, 10mm socket, 6-inch extension, 13mm wrench, and a 7/8 or oxygen sensor wrench. So if you're a subscriber to our channel, you may have seen an ST video before. We've done a downpipe installation and you know exactly what's happening first. If not, the first part is honestly probably the hardest part of the entire installation, and that is the O2 sensors. The plugs for the sensors are basically straight down behind your intake here. There's two ways you can get to them. You can come in from the top and reach down and unplug them, or you can go in from the bottom. Neither way is easier than the other, really whichever way is best for you. We're gonna start by getting them from the top. That's what we've done it in the past. We go underneath the car, we'll show you the angle to get them from the bottom as well. Now, since Brendan's never had the pleasure of doing this, I'm gonna let him handle it for you. First thing you wanna do is pop the intake cover off. There's one line we wanna move to give us a little more room. All right, to make it a little bit easier, we're gonna disconnect this line and then pull it off the bracket and basically just move it out of the way. If you want to, you can actually also pop off the cold air intake, but I don't find it's completely necessary. The sensors themselves are on a little plastic bracket, so what you wanna do is kind of reach down. The best thing to do is pop them off that bracket, and then you can disconnect them. I guarantee this is gonna look much, much easier on video than it actually is, but if you are careful and put your arm back there, you can get to the sensors. All right, now we're working underneath the car here. We're gonna move this cross brace first, then unbolt our cat back and our exhaust bracket. Oh, now we're gonna work on the other bracket for the downpipe. This is actually up here in the front. It's connected to the side of the transmission. Bracket out of the way, now we can separate the downpipe from the turbo, loosen up the V-band clamp, and then work off the downpipe. All right, the factory pipe off, we're gonna remove the bracket, but first thing we're gonna do is remove both oxygen sensors. All right, now we're gonna move the sensors over to our new pipe. Now in our case, since this is a street car and a daily driver, we're gonna go with the High-Flow Cat version. Make sure you put some anti-seize on and put them back in the original locations. Now you might notice there are 2 upper holes for your oxygen sensors. If you want to put a wideband on the car, that's actually what the second hole here is for. Since we're not putting a wideband, we're going to go with the plug that's supplied by CPE. All right, make sure you grab the factory metal gasket off the factory downpipe. We're going to put it onto our CPE, and then the pipe is ready to put up into place. Before we finish all the bracketry for the downpipe, we fish the O2 sensors up to the top. We're going to plug them back in. All right, once you have the O2 sensors plugged back in, don't forget to plug that line in and reinstall the intake cover. All right, so with the pipes connected and the O2 sensors connected as well, it's time to reinstall the bracket. All right, now moving back here, we're going to hook up the mount for the back of the downpipe. Then the last step of the install will be to connect to your factory or aftermarket catback exhaust. So when you reconnect your exhaust system, if you're running a 3-inch like we are, you will not need this adapter. But if you have a 2.5-inch aftermarket or the factory exhaust, you want to bolt this adapter on along with the pipe for the proper fitment. All right, the last step of the installation process is to reinstall the factory crossmember. At this point, once this is done, you want to double check, make sure your O2 sensor wires are not touching the pipe, and your installation is finished. As expected, our CPE downpipe fit great and will definitely add some power over the factory setup, especially if we add an aftermarket tune. As far as the installation goes, pretty straightforward. Give yourself about 2 hours, be back on the road in no time.